Yo, what is up, guys? So, in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is one of the most looked upon subjects when it comes to the whole spirituality thing, and I can understand why, because it is a very prevalent aspect to spirituality and to understanding your God self. What we're going to be talking about today is the spirit animal. So the first thing that I want to open up about the spirit animal is kind of give a little bit of a context of what that means. What is the spirit animal? Well, the spirit animal is kind of exactly what it sounds like. So if you could imagine that there is a certain type of animal, right? Certain type of animal. Doesn't matter what type of animal, but there is a certain type of animal that is attributed to a certain type of aspect of your own self, of your own aura, of your own energy field, your own personality, your own character. There is a certain type of animal that is attributed to that aspect. Now, we all know within the self there is many aspects. So with that being said, you may have more than one spirit animal. You may have spirit animals. And through your spiritual journey, you may attune yourself to these specific creatures, these specific animals. And these animals teach you primal things about yourself. Because when you take the animal, you really get down to the core of it, and it's a primal being. Animals aren't concerned with drama. Animals aren't concerned with the petty things of life. They just eat, they hunt, they take care of what they need to do, they shit and piss, they sleep, they run around, they play. They're primal. So when we get in touch with the spirit animal, depending on which aspect, which animal that we are connecting with, we start to learn ancient knowledge and ancient wisdom from that specific animal that teaches us. And once again, this spirit animal concept is very ancient. So when it comes to spiritual energies, when it comes to these ancient energies, these higher forces, these higher powers, they take on spirit animals too, spirit aspects too. Meaning that, like, you've had ascended masters throughout eternity, from day one. You know, however far back it goes, there's always been people that were so enlightened, so evolved. They bared that torch. They understood the spiritual side of life, the as you would call it, the supernatural side of life. They understood how to use and manipulate that, and they understood the concept of spirit animals, and they understood that different aspects of themselves they would see in reflection in their day-to-day life, reflecting as an animal. So with that being said, certain animals may show up and they may attribute to certain human or non-human beings as well. It's just another form. It's just another aspect. So when you see, and this is, I'm going to break this down. So the question you probably have is, how do I know what my spirit animal is for sure? Okay, I'm going to break down a couple of ways that you can find that out. One of the major ways that you can find out your spirit animal is, what are you drawn to? Like what is your favorite animal? Like ask yourself that question right now. What is really your favorite animal? What has this inner drawing? Like, you feel it in your stomach that you just resonate with this specific animal for some reason. Maybe you don't know why, maybe you do know why. Whatever it is, that most likely is your fucking spirit animal. Don't overthink it. That is your spirit animal. Now, to make it more of a meaningful thing, start doing research, ancient research. So go on Google and type in, what is the history of let's say the wolf? That is a very common spirit animal. Let's say the lion, let's say the eagle, the raven, the snake, the rabbit, the elephant, the cat, the dog, the panther, the coyote, whatever it may be, the turtle, like whatever it may be, look up the ancient lore to it. Go on Google once again and look up what the lore is of this said animal. And really start to figure out the primal things of that animal. And by just researching it or getting to understand it, you start to understand why, on a core deep level, you're drawn to it. Maybe your spirit animal is a rabbit. This is an example. Maybe your spirit animal is a rabbit, and the reason why the rabbit is your spirit animal is because rabbits may be extra smart. They may be like really quiet. They don't put themselves out there too much, but they're really smart in the sense of they know when to go out and get the food they need, and then they know when to get back home before the hunters come out. And they maneuver in the dark, or they maneuver at certain times of the day and use certain objects in nature to camouflage themselves so that they don't get eaten, or they don't get caught, they don't get hunted. Or maybe your spirit animal is the wolf, and you have this aspect of yourself that is a leader, and you feel like you're a leader and you have people around you that look up to you as if it's a pack, and people want to follow you, and they look up to you because you see opportunity and you hunt it. Okay, you take it out, and you have a pack, and you share knowledge with them. You share the food with them. You get what I'm saying? It's like a family. So that's just two little examples of what a spirit animal could be, and how you can figure out what your spirit animal is and what it means, what you can get from it. And this, like, I'm giving you examples. This can go so far. You can directly, on a very spiritual level, you can directly channel your spirit animal. You can sit down in a meditation and literally just meditate. I mean, I would recommend doing it in nature because that's where animals, live and come from. But, you can do it anywhere, honestly. And you can just channel that animal, just put your intention on that certain animal and ask, why am I drawn to this? What can this animal teach me about myself? And then there's even spiritual levels to it where you can, like, once you get to a certain level spiritually, you can start to see with your mind's eye. It's like basically the third eye, like you can see with it, meaning that you can imagine in another plane. There's different planes of existence all going on at the same time. So in a certain plane, wherever that imaginative plane takes you, you can create an image of this animal. And this animal, like, let's say, there's a certain thing where, as Aleister Crowley called it, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. It's called achieving the great works, meaning you get in touch with your Godhead, your holy guardian angel, your daemon, your highest self, your infinite power. All those words combined into what I just explained. It's getting in touch with your higher self. Now, when you get in touch with your higher self, let me explain this. This is advanced, okay? This takes a lot of spiritual practice. This takes a lot of action in the real world, a lot of understanding, a lot of exercising of your third eye, a lot of, seeing symbols and transmuting energies. This takes a lot of that, but it gets achieved by people that take this seriously. Okay, it gets achieved, and when you achieve that state of mind where you reach your understanding of your own God self, you literally create an image of what that looks like in your mind. So when you see yourself as your spirit, your higher self, you see an image of what you want that to look like, and sometimes that image tells you what it looks like, meaning there may be certain attributes on that specific image that you see in your mind's eye that are there for a specific reason. For example, like when I'm talking about the whole spirit animal, maybe your higher self has bat wings because maybe there's something connected to the bat, and maybe the bat is symbolic for being vampire, and maybe vampire, if you break down the mechanics of that, is an energetic siphoning type of mechanic, and it's not just what you think. It's not just like Twilight, you suck blood and you have long teeth. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many different scientifical energetic concepts that are ingrained and hidden within these spiritual truths, if you will. But you may see your higher self as like maybe having fur, maybe having wolf fur, and you're like a werewolf. I don't know. Whatever attributes that you feel drawn to, that you may be able to imagine, that is very symbolic, and you can literally, figure out, why do I see myself with like bat wings, or why do I see myself with bird wings? Why do I see myself as an eagle, or having like maybe a beak, like a long like golden beak or something? Like, I don't know. Like you can ask these questions and dive into it and figure that out. Now, I'm going to give you another tool to figure out what your spirit animal, or how you can recognize your spirit animal as well. Do you ever go out in day-to-day life and you ever see an animal all the time? For those of you who don't know what your spirit animal is and you want to find out, and you just don't, like when I said the first thing that you could do is just go with what you resonate with. If you feel like you can't go there yet and you can't resonate with something, like you're still in that place of like, what is my spirit animal? I don't know. Is there a certain animal that you see a lot? Is there a certain animal in your day-to-day life that just shows up all the time? And this may even unlock certain aspects of spirit animals for those of you watching that think you already have your spirit animal, but you may now think about what I'm saying and realize a different aspect of another spirit animal that you have. But really analyze that. Is there a certain bird that you see fly by all the time? Is there a certain reptile or a certain snake that you see show up in certain times when your mind is on certain powerful things? When you're in a state of mind where you're like, and then you recognize it and you're like, that meant something. I don't know what, but it meant something. That is signs of awakening a certain aspect of a spirit animal that you have. For example, like my spirit animal is a wolf. I got this tattooed on me when I was about 18 years old, and I had no idea about spirit animals. I knew nothing about it. It took me 4 years to realize that this is the reason why I got a wolf tattooed on me. And it's very, my tattoo is very symbolic. Little did I know when I got it, I just liked wolves, but it's got the moon, which represents Lilith, Hecate, that powerful goddess feminine energy, and it has a wolf, which is my spirit animal. It's connected all in that, and the color is, I have purple here, which was unique, because I remember when I got the tattoo, the artist was like, what colors do you want? I said purple, and he's like, that's not really a great color to use, but I insisted I wanted purple, so he's like, okay, I'll do that. And I got that, and the purple represents high vibration. The color purple always represents high vibration. That violet color is a high frequency color. So when you see animals in your day-to-day life, that can be showing you a reflection of an aspect of your new spirit animal that it's time to start working with, so that you can embody that and learn from it, learn the ancient wisdom within that spirit animal itself. So for example, as I said about the wolf, that was my spirit animal for a while. Since I realized, I got tattooed on me, I started making all these massive downloads and connections, and I was like, whoa, that's so cool. I started studying about the wolf, and I learned that wolves are leaders. They move in packs, and they're hunters as well, and they just that whole concept. They move at night and all those things. And then as of recently, I found out one of my spirit animals is a raven, and a crow. A crow is my spirit animal, not a raven, a crow. I get those two confused sometimes. The crow is my spirit animal. I see crows and I feel this intuitive drawing towards it. I don't know why. I think it's because it's got this really beautiful black color to it, and it almost shines, and every time I see it, I swear on everything, I can hear my spirit guides speaking to me through it. When a crow shows up, I know my spirit guides are there. I know my spirit guide is in that crow, and it's very interesting because a lot of times when I recognize it, the crow will be like this, and then it will turn its head and look at me. But that's one recently that I found out, and the way I recognized it is because it kept showing up in my life. I would have never known a crow was my spirit animal if I didn't keep seeing it. It just kept showing up at the right times, like in the right places, and that's an aspect of myself that I can really dive into and learn more about. It's dark. The crow is really dark. They show up in dark moments, and it's about like diving deep into your subconscious, like uprooting that stuff. So if you see crows alive, crows show up a lot, that means that you're learning a lot through black alchemy. Okay, and then I've seen snakes a lot. These are all different phases of my life too, when these animals show up in different periods and different things, once again, that you can learn from every single animal. Now my new tattoo is the dragon. I'm going to make a whole nother YouTube video on dragons, because this is a whole nother level. Okay, I definitely recommend you guys go check out my video, The Reptilian Brain. It's a very interesting video, and it can tie into dragons, but I will make a whole video on dragons. I think that's a cool subject. But other than that, I think that's going to wrap it up. I think I shared enough information. I think that offered definitely some value to those of you who are watching. So I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions, feel free to drop down in the comments. Feel free to add me on Instagram. Send me a direct message. That happens all the time, and I definitely help a lot of people out. I do FaceTime consultations. If we're going to do a FaceTime consultation, if it's going to be 30 minutes, I charge $50, but I will help you through whatever spiritual progression that you're trying to figure out when it comes to making communion with your spirit guides, or communion with the spirits. Whatever path that you're looking for, we'll connect. I'll figure out what you're trying to do, and I'll see if I can help you. Most likely I will be. Other than that, I have merch, so go down in my description. It's going to be the first link that you see, Universal Mastery merch. So I have shirts that are unique. They have symbols of power, literal ancient symbols of power is on these shirts, and they also look really cool. I have a long sleeve. Just go check it out. I have a long sleeve. It's got these really cool eyes. It's got the sigil of Hecate. Very powerful. I just ordered one today, and it's going to be at my house probably within the next 3 to 5 days, so I'm waiting for that. But I will start wearing it in the video so you guys can see. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to wrap it up here. Make sure you hit the notification bell, because I'm posting videos every single day, and I love you guys. So that's it. Peace.